Yes, demons, demons, demons all over the wonderful world. It's a hot one today, yet again. So, no makeup for me. but so glad to be bringing you the latest and greatest in metal here on The Void. And could not be more excited having a underground alumnus come back to do the metal show with us today. What's that? Uh-oh. He might be frozen.
No, can't hear you.
Okay. He is the director of Beyond Mamushi. We had him on Reapers Underground, as well as he is a metal musician, a black metal musician who literally does it all. Multi-talented, and I'm glad to have him on the show today to talk all things metal. So welcome to The Void. And before we get into all this madness, we're going to take a quick commercial break to our brothers over at Villain Arts Tattoos. Check that shit out.
Yep.
That's right. You guys know what to do. Villain Arts Tattoos, the largest tattoo convention in the U.S., probably the world at this point. But when they come to your city, your state, your town, get y'all's asses over there and get a high-quality tattoo from some of the best in the country. And you may even see me there at some point. So make sure you check them out and get some quality tattoo work, and especially because they got some of the ink masters there as well. All right, how you doing today, Martin? Uh-oh. Connection's a little wonky today. Not sure what's going on there. But we're going to do the best that we can do. Just let me know when you're there, because at the moment you're completely frozen. And everybody out there in the Black Flame universe, please let me know how the connection is on your end. That way we know what's happening. But we're going to start off with a little bit of news, as we always bring you the latest and greatest in that. Very interesting topic. D. Snyder has gotten himself into a little bit of trouble with, you guessed it, the Osbournes. Nope, that's the wrong one. Actually, we're also celebrating the fact that it took this long to get 1 billion streams on Spotify for Crazy Train. But what we're talking about is that D. Snyder was on Twitter and was making some comments about who has written the songs for him throughout the years, and was kind of, in a very strange way. There he is.
Yeah.
Are you with us? Okay.
All right.
No worries at all. It's probably the heat. I don't think the heat likes internet. But he's back, and we're glad that you're here, sir. So I was just starting to talk about the fact that Dee Snider, as you know, the lead singer of the great Twisted Sister, just got himself in trouble with the Osbournes. I don't know if you heard about this.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay. So he made some remarks. Hey, what's going on, Lizzie? He made some remarks that were not the way he said it. It almost kind of sounded like he was poking fun, because I've looked at the Twitter messages, and he was just talking about how, why aren't we talking about all the people that wrote Ozzy's lyrics? How is it that those are his songs when he wasn't the one that wrote the lyrics? So they mentioned, the fact that Lemmy, Bob Daisley, and a few other folks that were responsible for some of his biggest hits. And it kind of seemed like he was talking trash. Like, I don't know.
Well, not really. I mean, I listened to Supernaut this evening, and Ozzy wrote lyrics to that. So Ozzy wrote some great lyrics. So even though Dee Snider, I love Twisted Sister, but still, the problem is Ozzy's lyrics and Ozzy's delivery and the way he sings. Amazing. It was amazingly unique, and there wouldn't be no Twisted Sister without him. So yeah, it's a bit wrong, really. I mean, Dee Snider could have said all this when Ozzy was alive. It's a bit
you nailed it.
Like fucking pussy, So and he can't even like play with Twisted Sister anymore because he's so fucked. So
right.
Bad on Snider because he's a hero of mine, but still. Yeah, Ozzy's lyrics. You can tell Ozzy's lyrics. You can tell the other guys when they pitched in, whether it was Geezer or whoever. But
and that's what he was saying. He kept tagging Black Sabbath and Geezer Butler and making. Basically, he made the statement. Well, the bass player of the band always had to write the lyrics for him, and I'm like, he was always collaborating. I mean, he wrote all the lyrics to Fairies Wear Boots. And that goes back to the second Black Sabbath album.
It does, yeah. And you think Ozzy's solo records. So, can't imagine anybody helping him with lyrics in the band, whether it be Jakey Lee or, Randy Rhoads or whoever. Mm-hmm. So, it would be Ozzy on his own. He's got that scope of good writing, good lyrics. And it's like Lennon McCartney, who wrote what lyrics or what chord changes, and could go on forever about it and analyze it. But at the end of the day, so what if two people wrote a load of classics? It doesn't really matter. I think Dee Snider, even though he's a hero, is probably a bit like pissed because he can't get out there and play anymore and do Twisted Sister. So he's basically turned into Twisted Sister. That's what he's done. He's turned himself into Twisted Sister. And I'm not going to say fuck him, because if I didn't like him, I would. I'm going to say, I love you, Dee Snider, but you're fucking wrong.
Yeah, just don't say anything about Ozzy, because that Kelly Osbourne, Ozzy's daughter, is going to be the first one to let you know about yourself, and she sure did. In epic fashion.
Right, and no matter who wrote what out of that, Ozzy's vocals and delivery is his. Right? It's his.
Exactly. He owned it. He made the songs his own.
He owned it. And for me, even though I love Dio's solo stuff, I love Dio in Sabbath, but the problem is Ozzy had an earthy feel. A very earthy, right? When Dio come along, it was like Dungeons and Dragons and getting on horseback.
I love it.
To me, it's not Black Sabbath. To me, that's not Black Sabbath. To me, it's about the earthy feel. And it's kind of, I love that, and I don't like this Dungeons and Dragons bullshit. So for me, yeah, I wasn't up for all that, and I didn't really like the high vocals. Didn't fit. Um, I love high vocals, but it just didn't work. When Gillan joined on Born Again, it worked. It worked. What a classic
It did
album!
on that record, yeah, for sure.
But fuck them, you know, who cares what people think? It's like, it's a great album. And it harks back to that delivery again of Ozzy's. It's got something to it, something different. And that was the good thing. The two Dio albums are great, but the best thing about the Dio albums was probably the live album and the artwork, which was spectacular artwork. Apart from that, it's good, but, you know, it's not Ozzy. So,
Honestly, the only Sabbath record with Dio on it that I actually didn't mind was Dehumanizer, because it wasn't what Dio tried to do on Heaven and Hell,
yeah.
and it wasn't so fantasy ridden. It was a little bit more raw and a rawer sound. So, you know, back then they were just trying to create this whole thing with all the keyboards, and
Yeah, that's
it's like,
right.
didn't work.
Did it have a song called Computer God or something on it? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really good track. But then you had the other, like the Seventh Cross or something. And it's like, fuck off! What rubbish! I couldn't deal with.
Oh man,
What is that? Richard Clayderman or something. So for
the
me,
Seventh Star.
yeah, I know. Hold on, forget all that. It's just terrible, man. It's like I don't understand it. It's like granddad's. So no, I'm wanting question. I couldn't take it seriously. It was like, here's a Sabbath album you buy for yourself for Christmas. Here's a Sabbath Grandma, which is that like seventh or whatever it's called. What a load of rubbish. But you know, Sabbath are great, but I didn't like that side of things. That singer was just whoever he was. I don't know.
Glenn Campbell.
They should have got Glenn Campbell to do Wishing a Lyman, fucking Doom version.
Oh man, that guy was fucking drunk, worse than Ozzy ever was.
Oh,
I don't even know how. Or no, I'm sorry, not Glenn Campbell. Glenn Hughes. That was
Hughes. Campbell's brilliant. Glenn Hughes, yeah, all of them were. Even Gillan was. They're all hitting the bottle, and they're all. It was what they were back then, you know. But then again, Ozzy started that whole thing off about drinking drugs, and Ozzy like he outlived Lemmy, and he just kept going, and you know, all power to him, and all power to Lemmy as well, of course, you know.
Well, yeah, but you know, Lemmy knew how to control it a little bit better than Ozzy knew. But you know, to Ozzy's credit, the fact of the matter is those songs were great because he sang them. And I agree with Aaron. And the same thing was said by tons of people that put messages on that Twitter feed. A lot of singers have other people that write for them.
That's right. Tons of them do, yeah.
So I think it's very short-sighted for D to say that. He says, I've honestly never been a fan of a lot of people are not fans of Kelly Osbourne. I think she likes to throw her 2 cents in about other rockers, even though she isn't one, and her fame is coming from a famous set of nuts. That's so true, though.
Kelly's defending her dad, right? And she loved her dad. So
Exactly.
All power to Kelly and for doing that. And I think it's good that she done it because, you know, as we loved Twisted Sister as much as we loved Dee Snider, and he set the standard back in 81, 82 with Twisted Sister to go on and be it's fantastic band, you know, especially the early stuff.
Yeah.
But
much better material.
Yeah, but you know, at the end of the day, they wouldn't be there unless it was for Sabbath and for Motorhead.
And he even said that. He said there wouldn't have been a Twisted Sister if it wasn't for Sabbath.
I don't even see what Dee Snider's relevance is bringing this up. It seems like an irrelevant thing for him to bring up. He's obviously sitting at home with absolutely fuck all to do with his life.
I think the same thing. He's pissed off that, the former lead singer of Skid Row is now fronting Twisted Sister.
Chris, you're joking me. What a load of rubbish. That's terrible. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
Sebastian Bach.
Is that as bad as Axl Rose fronting AC/DC? That's just what a load of what a whack, guys. I mean, I can't believe. I mean, Sebastian Bach, is that his name from Skid Row?
From Skid Row, yeah.
Bollock head or whatever. But I never liked Skid Row. I thought they were one of the weakest bands actually to do that kind of music. But
I thought he was a girl when I first heard their big hit that MTV just played 24 hours a day, and I got so sick of it.
Yeah, I never liked them. I just never got into them, and even Guns N' Roses had a few good songs on the first album, was good, but absolute dog shit. Yeah, never liked them. Just worthless rubbish to me.
So you could imagine then what it's gonna sound like with him fronting Twisted Sister, singing "I Wanna Rock."
Like the sister that disowned the family more than Twisted Sister, it's like, but kind of been What You Don't Know or Destroyer or You Can't Stop Rock and Roll and all these classic songs, right?
Yeah.
Am I Me, and there's some great. Twisted Sister has some fucking great songs. Sebastian Bach just absolutely murdered them. Just getting him on that music is forget it.
I haven't heard it yet, but I know I'm probably gonna need a vomit bucket next to me when I hear it. That's my plan. Anyway, I want to be prepared.
What Sebastian Bach should do is stay at home like Dee Snider and do fuck all. That's what he should do. Just stay.
Well, he was doing his own thing. He has a solo band that he's been touring with. It's like, why jump on Twisted Sister? That just doesn't make any sense.
Money, man. Money wants to make more.
Oh, of course.
It's just money, He probably doesn't even. I mean, that's weird because I saw a picture of him recently with an Under the Blade T-shirt. The debut album from Twisted Sister.
Yeah.
What a cool T-shirt. I had to get one of those. I haven't seen one. But I was thinking, oh, look who's wearing it. It's that dickhead. What's his face from Skid Marks or whatever the band's called.
That's pretty much the best way to describe that that whole thing. And what's crazy and what I think is amazing is the fact that his own band that made him famous refuses to have him come back. And I think that's great.
Yeah. I think that just no one wants him, because he's just not very good. So that's the thing. It's like it's all gone up. It's the 80s. It's like it was brilliant. Those who remember it, like me, who are enough, it was the greatest time to discover music and metal and rock music. But the thing is, it's gone. Skid Row are gone. Who gives a toss about them? So it's like, there is
something. No one really does, as far as I know.
98 years old or something, these fans. I don't know. But, I'm not being very kind to him. But hey, I don't want to be kind to him. The guy's a millionaire for being rubbish. So I'm not going to be kind to him. Sorry.
No, I'm right there with you, brother. Trust me. I agree with Aaron again. He says her loving her dad is amazing. I don't hold anything against her for that, but I think she should stick to topics she knows more about. In a way, I guess I could see that, but I mean, defending her dad is defending her dad, and the last thing anybody in that family wants is for anybody to talk shit about him, because he's not here to defend himself. And that was the one thing that she wrote in her comments back to him that I was like, yeah, that's spot on.
Yeah, I think anybody...
If you felt that way, say something to him when he's alive.
Yeah, obviously knew he was alive, which kind of adds insult to injury. But I think that about any, in our kind of sphere of music, heroes when they're gone. No, I just think it's a court-martial offence, and it's not fucking right. If someone spoke shit about Lemmy, I wouldn't be happy about it. I don't think,
Oh no,
not a good
that's
thing.
blasphemy.
Well, I met Lemmy a couple of times and got his picture on my wall with him above me here, and
That's amazing.
was a hero of mine. And it's like you got to. They say don't meet your heroes, but when I met him when I was 16 in 1986 at a Rock Goddess show at the Marquee, he was like the ultimate hero, and he was just the person we wanted him to be. And I think when you meet people like that, I'm sure Ozzy was. So many people said Ozzy was like that as well. He was such a warm guy who had time for people, and it's better than that fucking who is that cunt Scott Ian from Anthrax. I went up to him and tried to speak to him. He didn't want to speak to me and my friend. So, and I read on Google recently that there's been so many problems with Scott Ian that he fobs off his fans, so he can fuck off and like jump off a bridge, basically.
I pretty much have written off Anthrax since day one.
What since the album?
I was 12 years old when they came out, and I didn't like them then. There was nothing about the band that I enjoyed, especially Joey Belladonna, whatever his fucking name is. Couldn't stand the guy's voice. Can't stand it.
First album though, it was Neil Turbin on the first album, wasn't Joey Belladonna. Yeah, he was on the album. So the first album's Fistful of Metal.
Right.
Amazing song on it called Subjugator. Really, really great song. But they changed. Spread the Disease.
They did, yeah.
And Among the Living's fantastic, but then they just went a bit mums and dads music or whatever, so it's rubbish. But
tell me why they are one of the big four in thrash. I'll never understand that.
They are. I can't work that out. But I mean, warrants that. It's just that there's probably not that many to stick in the big four. That's probably why. It's like Testament just don't quite make it. There's a few bands that don't quite just make it, so they just stick those four up all the time. And
that's exactly how I felt about that.
They're all brilliant in their own ways. They've all done brilliant records, but they've also done well. No, I wouldn't say Slayer have done bad records. I wouldn't say that Megadeth have done bad records. Metallica have done some stinkers, and Anthrax have done some stinkers. So that about Slayer and Megadeth win, actually, really.
I would say it should have been the big two, and Slayer and Megadeth were definitely the big two, in my opinion. Lizzie, 100% agree with you there. Reminding folks that other people deserve credit too isn't really an attack, because I have said this for a while, because if we remember, Lee Kerslake was the original drummer for the Blizzard of Oz. He did the first two records.
Yeah.
And then when they went to reissue those first two records, Sharon cut him out.
Who did she put in? Tommy Aldridge or something like that? Or
I believe it was the drummer at the time. This would have been early 2000s. So it could have been Mike Borden. I think it was Mike Borden of Faith No More who they actually put on that.
Right, okay.
Isn't that wild?
But then again, she comes from a family, like, look at her dad, if you know about her.
I've heard so many stories about that man. It's ridiculous.
He was crazy. So, to read up on that guy, it's very interesting. But so she comes from that kind of family. She doesn't take shit. And obviously, if she makes enemies, she's going to cut you out straight away. So that's just is, and that's it. I've got respect for her because, again, she defended Ozzy all the time, right up to the end. And I've got a lot of respect for her just for that reason alone,
Definitely. I mean, I'm not trying to cast a bad light. It's just I felt like some of these guys deserved the credit that was due to them. I was actually very surprised that at the back to the beginning show, I can't believe they didn't invite Tommy Aldridge to play. He was such a huge part of the first 5 years
Right,
of Ozzy's solo career.
yeah, he was, and it didn't seem right. You know, they got Jakey Lee. Jakey Lee come on and just made a complete mess of it. I don't know what happened. I've got no idea, but it's all over the place, you know. But it was a strange day. Some of it was really good. Pantera
Mm-hmm.
come like they were playing for a wireless. It just didn't even work, you know. It was like, what is this, you know? So Metallica completely blew away Pantera. Slayer come on, completely blew away Pantera. You know, no bands come on, completely blew away Pantera. And it weren't Pantera band, but the problem was it was the sound. It just didn't. I expected it to be this really huge sound, and it was like, wow, what is this? And I just don't think they worked it out properly. But as a whole day dedicated to the man himself, all those bands, it was a beautiful occasion, and you know, I had a ticket
Yes,
for a lot of it, and it was an amazing thing to witness. I watched it like on streaming.
I
Yeah,
did too.
fantastic. What can I say? It was just unbelievably brilliant. And waiting till 12 o'clock or whatever, however late it was to see Ozzy. Yeah, fantastic. So no matter what the sound, I mean, I know I'm gripey about that, but
No, I
really,
think there's a lot of people that would agree
yeah,
with that. I don't know who was in charge of the sound for that.
yeah,
Um,
a bit embarrassing. Who is that Aquaman guy? I don't watch them films, so I don't know who he is. But him jumping in the crowd, and it was all right. But I was thinking, oh, what is this? You know, why does get on the music? You know, so sorry, as old and grumpy, but it was a fantastic day. Yeah, and it was, you know, Ozzy went out amazingly, you know, and they all knew. Sharon knew. They knew what was going to happen in a few weeks. They knew,
yeah,
and that's there. That's why it was there for the fans. They knew full well what was going to go on. They must have been told by doctors months before they knew, and they set everything up. And you know, Ozzy passing wasn't out of the blue. You know, they knew it was near.
yeah.
But man, through he did that set. It was phenomenal what he did on that set. He did it, and he showed us that he could go on stage and he could still do this stuff. You know, and he was probably in a lot of pain and stuff, and he could do it. And absolutely love him. You know.
Absolutely. Which is why I'm happy and I'm very curious to see when they release the Back to the Beginning show finally in movie theaters. I know I will definitely get a ticket. It should be rather interesting what it ends up sounding like. Hopefully, it sounds better. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see when that happens. But
Well, that's the way, of course. It'd be good to see it again.
yeah, definitely. But what I'm kind of not happy to hear is the latest news on what I consider to be a band that I don't know. It seemed like they were on an upswing, and then all of a sudden they fire their DJ slash scratch guy, whatever, Sid Wilson, after 29 years of being in the band. But the thing that's really curious about the whole thing is that they put it up there on social media as a band saying that they fired him and then immediately deleted it.
Right. Yeah. Um, difficult to have an opinion on that. I mean, Slipknot, is that a metal band?
Yeah.
Like, I like so they've done some really good songs, and they're heavy. They've got the metal thing, but I don't think they're fully rounded metal band. There's something else going on with them, which is fine. But it sounds like a computer game mixed up with metal, and it's good, but good. No, I don't know. I think because I come from the Fear Factory side of things originally, bands doing that where it's very
Mm.
simple sounding, and obviously young lads took that, and Devin Townsend started to do that sort of stuff. And it's good, that kind of stuff. But I think when it's too synthetic and when it's too compressed, I just
Mhm.
get by that. You know, I like it a bit more raw and real and stuff. But Slipknot have done some fantastic songs. I can't deny that, and they've got some. They're amazing live at what they do.
I haven't seen them live, but watching them are great. You know, and Jerry Jordanson was a great drummer. You know, he's not with us anymore, but yeah,
I don't think they've been as good as they were after his passing.
no,
I feel like they lost a big stutter step.
they
But
did
they have a monster that plays for them now, and he's amazing. Eloy Casagrande.
yeah, he's a great drummer. He's really, really good. And I mean, you know, when that kind of stuff come out, I was listening to sort of the first two Korn. I like that. Cold Chamber were quite good. You know,
Yeah, those
there was
early days were
yeah
phenomenal.
bits around that time, and then it all just got a bit boring. And after a while, but I think that Slipknot. When buying the first album, I quite liked it, but I like the kind of later stuff they've done. The last album was quite good, so they've
Hmm.
got good stuff. You know, I don't dislike them at all. I just don't really see them as a metal band with solos and leads and that kind of, you know, like Judas Priest or Maiden. I don't see them in that kind of category. They're in a different thing than that. But
No, but their lasting power though has been
oh,
insane. I
yeah,
never would have thought that they'd last this long.
no, good, and they're good at what they're great at what they do. It's
Yeah,
undeniably great at what they do. So love them more.
absolutely. But I mean, bad news for Sid.
Yeah, take the gas off and get a job, right?
I mean, he's got it bad from both ends. You know, Kelly dumped him, and now his band of 29 years dumped him.
Oh,
So it's like this
like
poor guy.
stories now. Like
You
you
know,
can connect. So there's a Kelly connection, right? This is what the things.
maybe there is. I don't know, but it's like holy shit.
Uh,
uh,
he'll probably. I'm sure he'll be all right. You know, I'm sure he'll form his own band or do something. Or
Oh, of course. But if he keeps the same attitude in how he treats his band members, I guess we'll see how long that lasts.
yeah, I mean, I've been in so many bands and done tours of bands, and you got to treat your band members right. Everybody has arguments on the road, and it's just life. You know, it's the way shit is. And but still, yeah, you got to treat people with respect and stuff.
You
Otherwise,
do.
you don't
It's a
want to.
family, no matter how dysfunctional it can be.
Right, it is a family. You've got to be with each other every day, like in the back of a van with all these smelly fucking guys, like with their stuff, just to play some music. It's like, you know, really, you know, I want to be at home reading a book or something and doing this, but at the end of the day, it was fun. You know, it was good to do that stuff. It's a learning process, but
Well, and that's what we're going to talk about right now. A couple of the bands that you have played in. The first one we kind of want to take a look at is the Derelict Sermon Days.
okay. Yeah, Derek Sermon was formed in, when was it formed? In 2000 and
Was it
what?
2008?
2006, yeah, it was
Oh,
formed.
2006. Gotcha.
First album come out in 2006, and second album come out in 2008. Third one was 2010, and the last one was 2012. And you know, it started like this kind of black metal doom band, and then it kind of changed and kind of got more experimental as it went along. So I kind of played all the instruments and done all the vocals. There's lots of people then, and Zashta and Leviathan and all these people there. You know, it was kind of a bit of a trend then to do your own music because no one wanted to be friends with you basically. So you just did it yourself. So like,
I mean, and at that time, bands were still trying to get that record contract, that thing that was gonna, put them over the mark.
yeah,
So the fact that you guys were doing that
yeah.
and doing it yourself, I think, especially at that time, was
I mean,
amazing.
I'm not part of that scene of them guys. They were before me, and they're part of the black metal scene. I wasn't really part of the black metal scene. I was part of the black metal scene the original time around in 1983, but
Mhm.
you know, then really at all. But
and I wasn't really. I was indirectly part of the second wave of black metal, because I knew a lot of people in that scene. I started a black metal band called Mictian around 1996, so 10 years before. But then didn't really get anywhere. So Derelict Sermon was something that was, it was kind of like, you know, Sun and you know, Burning Witch, bands like that, and I was mixing it up with that kind of, I don't know, like Emperor and that kind of sound. So I was kind of mixing these different like sounds up from those inspirations and stuff, you know, and just trying to make the most crazy music, you know, experimenting, just seeing what happens, really.
Yeah, because it seems like you blended a very early, I would say, version of black and roll, or even, dare I say, blackened doom, because you had the elements of like those traditional black metal vocals, very mayhem, very Gorgoroth,
Yeah,
in my opinion, just from like giving a first, you know, couple of listens to it.
right.
And I thought it was powerful. I'm like, oh, it's not shrouded in blast beats.
No,
I kind of, don't get me wrong, I love traditional black metal, first wave, second wave, doesn't matter. Um, but the fact that you had that nice tight groove in there, I don't know, it was so enjoyable to listen to.
thank you. That comes from Iron Monkey, a band that I was friends with a few people in that band, and Iron Monkey had that groove. And don't forget, I Hate God, who are still going, amazing band. They originally had that groove, which still got that groove. So, you know, that kind of southern kind of groove, you know, and that, you know, the kind of New Orleans kind of sludge groove. So I love that.
Sludgy.
I love
Love it.
that. It kind of was bunched in with the sludge stuff as well, you know, from my guitar sound being very detuned and having that sludge kind of sound. So, yeah,
Mhm.
right. And Iron Monkey, massive inspiration. And, you know, back then, especially groove wise, still are, you know, and Caius and bands like that. But, you know, I think it just kept going for a few years. And, you know, I got into filmmaking.
Right.
Um, right at the time I got into filmmaking, I was finishing up doing the last Derelict Sermon album. So I was kind of putting that behind me and concentrating on learning how to make films and stuff in 2011, 2012. But, you know, it was a good experiment doing Derelict Sermon. It was very taxing going in the studio doing all that, but it was great. It was great fun.
Yeah. I mean, you can have a lot of fun in the studio, but at the same time, when you're trying to perfect the sound and get everything, you know, perfectly aligned,
Yeah,
with all the levels and things, and making sure that it's not losing those subtleties in there,
yeah,
um, that's kind of when it feels like too much work. But I think you, as a creative soul, you were dancing around the two things. Not much different from myself, because at the end of my metal career, to where I said, I just can't keep doing this. I'll do some studio work, but I can't go on the road no more. Not like that. Just because the older we get, you know, old man bones set in. And
well,
it's like, I don't want to lug my equipment around up, you know, 2 flights of stairs. I'll fucking have a heart attack.
hard work. I mean, you know, I come from bands from 1989, and when I was in Scalp Lock, which was in the mid 90s, we
Mm-hmm.
we kind of went to the States and toured for 3 weeks in '98. Went to Europe,
Wow, that's awesome.
you know, and so we were playing. It was pure like, you know, blast beats and stuff like hardcore. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but to kind of have that learning of being on the road and playing those sets of like, you know, 30-song set or whatever a night, it's a lot. Well, especially,
It
you
is
know,
a lot.
25 changes in a, like, you know, a minute and a half song. So there's so much going on. And to remember, and I think it's a good learning process. And when I kind of gave up playing live, I didn't really want to do it anymore, and just wanted to do my own thing. and come from behind the kit and think, I want to buy a guitar and see if I can do some bits and pieces on guitar and then get a bass. And that's how the whole thing started with the Derelict Sermon idea, really. Just to think, I'm sick of just being a drummer in bands. I want to play guitar and I can write the, I don't want to just be the guy bashing the kit all the time. So frustrating. And it went from music into filmmaking. I was thinking, well, I can do more than music. I think I can do something. I can do films. And so, it was a little bit like that when I fell into filmmaking. Yeah. It's kind of, you're pushing yourself forward all the time into different areas that you're not really sure of. And you just jump in and just see if you can do it or not. And I think with music, it's something for me, it's always been there. It's a very important thing.
Absolutely. And how many times have we talked about how metal and film go so well together? It's been a marriage for over 50 years. And they creatively, it's just like the best puzzle piece, coming together. And I want to make sure that our viewers out there, our wonderful demons and addicts out there on a satanic Saturday, that we want to play a little bit of one of your songs from that band. And we're going to take a quick look at, let's do Keisha's Curse. Hopefully I said that correctly.
Cases.
Thank you. Hopefully we don't. There we go. I love the bass. So dirty. I hear some down influences, which is really cool, because, like you were talking about, that New Orleans flavor. All right. Yeah, definitely something I can rock out to on the regular. Oh, my goodness. Not sure who this is. Sarian Taggart. Welcome to the show. First time viewer. If you want to send me your stuff, send it to Reapers Underground and I can check it out for you. Awesome. You never know who's going to show up.
There you go.
But I love that constant drive. And like you said, very sludgy, just I mean, it just makes you want to like punch windows out.
It does.
Or the person next to you. I mean, that's just as good.
If I didn't like Dee Snider, it makes you want to punch Dee Snider.
Dee's getting all the hits right now.
I love Dee, so there's nothing wrong with it.
No, I love him too, but damn it, leave Ozzy alone. Stop it. My goodness. Definitely very cool stuff. And you said this is like 20 years ago, right? Yeah.
Can't sing like that anymore. So that's, I was a smoker then, which I'm not now. So, and I kind of was more of a drinker then. So I think I was smoking weed a lot then, which I don't now. I don't do anything like that anymore. But those were.
Oh man, you're not living.
Well, 18 years. I smoked weed for 18 years and then give it up. You know, actually can't stand anything like that now. I can't stand smoking. I hate it. But so I think that it's one of those things. You just get older, and I'm 56, and
Oh,
you know,
I know, man. I'm just messing with you.
I've been, now I'm you know, a bit more fitter than I was when I was well, you know, whatever age I was, 36 back then.
Right, for sure. And I just had the other band because we're definitely going to talk a little bit about Sisters Memon,
Yeah,
if I'm saying that correctly.
you are.
Give us a little bit of history there.
So during lockdown, I had the name Sisters Memory for quite a long time before. But I had the name Sisters Memory probably in 2014, but I just wrote it
Mhm.
down. And I just thought, you know, maybe I'll do a band called that one day. And I just left it on my computer. Then I found the name again and thought, oh, maybe I should do something. And it was lockdown. And I couldn't get to a studio. So I kind of recorded stuff at home and found a vocalist, but she didn't work out. And I wanted to find a female vocalist, especially for that kind of music. And I found Natalia. Uh,
Mhm.
Natalia Saraskarupa from Poland. And yeah, her vocals, she's unbelievable. She's unreal. At first, I wasn't sure. I was like, I don't know. It sounds more like that suicidal black metal sound. That's not really what I'm after. I want something a bit more energetic than that. I don't want anything depressing. I want something that goes into battle, you know, goes forward.
Yeah.
A bit like Bathory in a way. But so I listened to her again, blown away. Yeah, I think she's one of the greatest vocalists I've ever heard. So yeah, basically we started to record tracks, become the album, and then we got signed to Play Demon, great
Nice.
label, which we're still on now. And yeah, absolutely brilliant, you know. Namtar, who runs the label, great colleague of ours. We love that guy a lot, you know. He's been there all through with us, you know, through thick and thin. He's an amazing guy. And, you know, he's stuck with us over the 6 years. So, yeah,
Mhm.
album, Sisters Memon. Then we did Ida Witch, which was the second album, which was slightly different. Maybe it was slightly slower, some of the music, but still had an intense feel. Um, you know, the third album was faster, but maybe more metal, you know, in a way. And it was getting more and more metal as it was going on. That
Yeah.
was it seems to be going, you know. And it went right up to the new album, The Witch Sermon, which is our most commercial album, and it's the most metal album out of the three, out of the four, sorry. And it's almost not black metal. The only black metal is the vocals. The black metal's gone completely. You know, there's a track on it that's very much like Let There Be Rock by AC/DC. So it's kind of,
Yeah, I was going to say it's very diversified. There's some punk elements in there too.
there is, you're right. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Completely changed from what we were doing before because we were moving it on and you know I was using tracks with sort of sitars on and a lot of Eastern instruments, a lot of Arabic feel. So I was moving so many elements into black metal that I hadn't really heard before. They probably exist, but I don't listen to much black metal at all, if any. So I suppose, yeah, I wanted to try something different with the formula, shake it up a bit and see
I
what.
mean, let's take Cradle of Filth for instance.
Yeah.
Um, you know, take away the keyboards, take away all the synth and orchestration. When you listen to the guitar riffing, the drums, it's, you know, you had that traditional first couple of albums that were very just black metal to the core. There was no groove. There was no, you know, it was just lots of blast beats and just very heavy and very fast all the time. But as the band progressed on, you started to get like what you said, some of those just straight ahead metal tunes. There were a little bit more thrashy moments as well. So I feel like that's a good band to kind of compare what you're doing, because they started adding in so many different elements along the way as well.
They did, and even I love the first couple of albums. I love the first album, Cradle of Filth. It's a favourite of mine. But I think
Definitely.
that, I kind of lost it with that band. I didn't really, the first album and a few bits after it I followed, and then kind of it drops off really. But I suppose you're right. Yeah, you want to make it different and change it. And I was thinking of Judas Priest and the first three Metallica, and I was thinking about anything but or any Dark Throne or any bands like that. So I was thinking of, bands that I grew up with this album, and so there's a kind of ode to, you've got Another Thing Coming by Judas Priest, and there's an ode to Let There Be Rock by AC/DC, and there's a kind of ode, Chaos AD, Sepultura. So there's a few things in there, little kind of Easter eggs, I suppose, that I've buried in there that are, you can decipher, that are kind of, that sounds like that band a bit, and it's just from a fan point of view, I suppose, we thought it may be our final album, but we're actually going to do a fifth album at some point, but we're going to take a break for a couple of years maybe and do, we did a solo project called Chapel of Poison, which is basically exactly like Welcome to Hell era Venom, which was totally trashy.
I love that.
A band called Enemy, if you ever heard Enemy, they're a complete rip-off of Venom Welcome to Hell era. And a band called Atwater, who are a really favourite band of mine, like an early thrash band. And it was putting them together and doing a project called Chapel of Poison. And their vocals are completely treated, where they're different than they are on Sisters Memon, so they're kind of slowed down, and I've treated them. And we've got like a 7-inch coming out, I think, on Play Demon or a cassette. So, so we did like a 5-track thing about a year ago, I think, a couple of years ago.
Man, I'm definitely looking forward to hearing that as well. That's kind of the cool thing. And I know that there are purists in every genre that are like, well, if it doesn't have this, or this, I don't like it. I don't feel that any of these genres that we love have to stick to one formula. It's more or less like, this is what's coming out of you. There's nothing wrong with having multiple influences going into what you're doing as a band. It's what you felt at that moment, that particular song. And listening to some of the tracks with Sisters Memon, it doesn't sound disjointed. Like, even though you have all those different flavors from track to track, it still feels like it flows.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't seem like it's, this is so out of place, it's ridiculous. I think the only thing that you could have done was thrown a country song in there, and then suddenly it's like, what the fuck happened? Other than that, I love all the flavors. I love a good mix like that.
Yeah, we may try it on the next album. We might try and do a country song for you then. Yeah. See what happens.
Mean, well, shit. I mean, look at the Nurgle from Behemoth. He went and did an entire dark country album.
There's some great. I mean, I like a lot of country music as well, but always like that kind of stuff.
Nothing wrong with that.
He's early Emmylou Harris and the Byrds, Sweetheart of the Rodeo, Graham Parsons, Willie Nelson. They're all great records, and Hank
they
Williams,
are.
They're all really good at they're great stuff. But I think that again, it's kind
there's
of
a time and place for it.
I just really like it. There's something about that music I like. But I think that for us to do it, it's not going to work with our vocals. But
no,
we could do something. Yeah, I'm sure I could fashion some in that kind of thing. But I suppose the next album maybe we spoke about doing something slower, and slowing
Okay. So a bit doomier, maybe.
Yeah, we were talking about that, me and Natalia, recently on the fifth record, and she was really into that. So, maybe that's a good option to do that. But at the moment, yeah, really proud of this record, and it's our favorite record, and we love the album cover by an artist called Laurie Ticini, Australian artist, and she let me use that artwork quite a few years ago, and I used it on like a dark kind of techno record, and I said, "Can I use it again?" Because it didn't, it was just an underground thing, and she said, "Yeah,
Yeah,
you can." Again, and I was like, cool. And I sent it to Natalia. She said it's like our best album cover, and I said, yeah, man, this artwork just blows me away. So we're
yeah.
really record, and we want to try and hopefully get it on vinyl, maybe if we can, in a small press, because it just looks so smart, the cover.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're gonna take a quick listen to one of the tracks off of the latest album, The Witch Sermon. And I think we're gonna go with The Malevolent Female.
Cool.
Let's do that one. Right after this,
because
gave
one
a
more
shit,
is not about perfection.
and goodbye. I dare you to try to listen to that album. Turn off all the lights, put the earphones on, and see where it takes you.
That voice where you could strip away all the music sounds terrifying. A friend of mine had a panic attack.
That's what I'm saying.
Really clever the way she does that voice, and when you meet her, she's not like that at all. She's far the opposite, complete antithesis to that. Really quiet, nice person. She's loves her cat and stuff. She's not like that voice at all. But the way how she does that voice and where she gets it from is very clever, and just fantastic person, a great friend. I love her a lot. It's brilliant.
Got a little bit of like Merciful Fate vibes off of it, a little bit in the music itself, instrumentally, and then you put her voice over top of that, and it's like, okay, we just went into the mouth of hell, and we're gonna have a good time.
Yeah. Cool. We'll see what we can muster up on the fifth album then.
Hey, I'm glad you guys are still at it.
Love it.
And I forget who the hell podcast I was listening to, but it was an older artist who was like, we really do live in great times because music can be made internationally because of the technology that we have. And I think that is really cool because, stuff like your band here, I think otherwise couldn't really be made possible, without that. And I think this is a really good example of that, where creatives, from all over, that you've assembled. The guitars are fantastic. Also, kind of got like some Ministry vibes off of that too. I love the chugga chugga quite a bit. I'm kind of a whore for that. Everybody here at Black Flame Entertainment knows that. Just really, really good stuff, and I'm glad that we were able to do this and get your music out to the audience and
appreciate
all of my fans and stuff, because I think they'll dig it. And honestly, they wouldn't have known that it existed, really. You know what I mean? So I know what all the demons and addicts out there are going to do this weekend. You're going to rock this shit out. Check out the entire catalog. Let's shamelessly plug where they can find all of these hits.
Well, Plague Demon has got a website. I mean, I think it was plaguedemon.com. I think so. And I've got a Bandcamp. But for me, I don't really have that kind of. I do more kind of noise stuff on the Bandcamp. So I think that people can find my stuff at W. Daniels Films. And not maybe that's maybe the only place. There's MW Daniels TikTok as well. MW Daniels Films TikTok, and even though it's films, there's music on there as well, so they can find that. So what I'm trying to do is put the music on there, put the films on there, put everything in one place instead of just breaking it up and making all these separate social media.
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic idea, because it's a gateway into all of the awesome creative stuff that you're doing. They can find your music, they can find the films. Honestly, I'd love to hear some of these songs pop up in any of your future films, because I think it would go really well, in horror.
Well, I mean, the new film Beyond Mamushi, Natalia is in that film. Her voice is in that film, so she's credited. If you look on the sound.
Oh my damn!
Yeah.
It all makes sense to me now.
But the part which makes most people jump is the part where her voice comes in. Yeah, so she is on the film, yeah, which is fantastic. I'm really proud that finally it's her first film, so it's a great thing for her to do, and
no, that's amazing.
Yeah, I was really happy that she said yes to doing it and stuff.
Most people probably don't realize, except for my former fans of Black Tar Superstar, the intro to this show is one of my songs. So the music you heard in the beginning of the show was mine. I was just the though.
Yeah, that's good. Well, you have to go. You couldn't have something like Skid Row opening, could you? It's not going to work, right? So
no. If you notice, I don't have any hair metal bands during that intro either, because no. We're not going to do that.
I love that music. Rap were great, and they're fucking amazing. But yeah, I mean, for this kind of show, yeah, we'll leave the perms.
I think I did an edition of, I don't know if we did or not, a hair metal edition, and try to weed out the worst ones and try to do like maybe a top 5 that were okay. I don't know. That might be kind of fun, because then I can rant and rave about all the ones that suck.
Put on like a Dee Snider long blonde wig for it. That's what you.
I could do that.
I'll put on one. I'll dress up like Dee Snider circa 1992, and just we'll do it.
I'm going to make you a promise right now. If you do it, I'll do it too.
We'll do it Halloween next year, though, not this year. We'll do it. Yeah.
Exactly. That's a great idea. Well, thanks for coming and hanging out, man, on The Void. This was a blast. I'm glad that no matter the technical, logical issues and obviously timing issues on my end of things. Time and space just doesn't really ring true in my head. But I'm glad we were able to make this happen. And hopefully, all of you out there in the comment section, you guys have been fucking amazing. And I hope that you dive in deeper into Martin's bands and his catalog, and especially check out Sisters Memon. Pretty easy to find, and you know where to find him as well. He's mostly on Instagram, so you got Beyond Mamushi as well as MW Daniels on Instagram. But thanks, brother man. I'd love to do this again, and I think we're going to make sure we do that. It's absolutely a blast. Oh, man.
I appreciate you having me. It's a really nice gesture to do that. Thank you.
Oh, no, man. It's my honor, my pleasure. Always a blast hanging out with you. And thank you guys for having us kick off an early Satanic Saturday in epic fashion. And don't forget to share this shit out anywhere and everywhere there is a metal lover. Because, man, we don't always get moments like this. And this was definitely a great one. So as you are going through your evening, there should be possibly one more show tonight on the network. Stay peeled to Reapers Underground for that. And we will help keep the party going for you. And always stay heavy.
Thank you for joining us on Reapers Underground. Stay tuned for more from Black Flame and